Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Twin City, downtown Winston-Salem. Brett Wiseman alongside Graham Tuck. It's the final game of the penultimate homestand here for the Carolina Disco Turkeys on the summer, and they'll host their old foes from up by 40, the Greensboro Monarchs, Graham, as we get into the game day gobble. Last night, another frustrating one here for Carolina against the High Point Thomasville Locos, one that early on felt like it was going to be tight throughout, and then the Locos put up 5 in that 5th inning to break it open.
Yeah, it was a tough go for the Disco Turkeys, and one of your keys to the game before the game was, a solid bullpen performance, and the Disco Turkeys got that, but what they didn't get was a solid start. Nick McAdon on the mound threw 4+ innings, 6 hits, 2 walks, and 5 earned runs and another unearned. So not the best starting performance on the mound, and that's what they're going to need today if they want to take this one against the Monarchs, who are shorthanded and reeling.
Well, that was the thing. The bullpen did its job, really. It was the opposite of kind of what we talked about pregame yesterday. The bullpen did its job. McAdon struggled mightily, especially in that 5th inning. You talked about Greensboro being shorthanded. As a result of that, they've been granted the opportunity to bat 10 men this evening. And that will get us, Graham, into your keys to the game.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, but I think the obvious one is you need a solid starting performance, and we'll touch on who's going to be tasked with that as we get into the starting lineups in a bit, but should be a good offensive day. Another thing is you need to string together good hitting. You've been able to get some solid performances from your guys all the way around this year, but the problem has been stringing it together, and we saw it again last night. Deon Tubbs had 2 hits. 5 other Disco Turkeys recorded a hit last night, but none of them all came at the same time. Didn't have a whole lot of runners left on base, which is a good thing, but at the same time, you would like to have multiple runners on base at the same time. You're not going to get much done if you're only letting 1 or 2 guys reach base per inning. So you got to have traffic on the base pass. You got to string together hits. And the third one for me is playing clean defensively. 5 errors defensively for the Disco Turkeys in the game against the Locos last night. It's not going to cut it against anybody, let alone this Monarchs team tonight.
Who's your player to watch tonight, GT?
And we'll get into it when we get into the starting lineups, but I think my player to watch tonight is going to be Kix Farrell, playing shortstop. He's playing against a team that he has a bit of a history against. And he got plunked twice in that last game against the Monarchs, both of them by Patty McGonigal, who's back on the mound for the Monarchs again tonight. So it should be very, very interesting to see how that storyline develops.
Absolutely, and that will get us into the starting lineups. Time for your starting lineups, presented by Foothills Brewing. Try Foothills' great craft beer and coffee at any of their 3 Triad locations. Find out more at foothillsbrewing.com. First for the visiting Greensboro Monarchs, Justin Guy leads things off playing center field. Isaiah Rem, the shortstop, hits second. Colin Fowler, the right fielder, hits in the 3-hole. Alex Stone, a newbie behind the plate that we haven't seen before. Usually it's Devin Bartley, but Alex Stone, wearing 26, bats cleanup behind the dish for Greensboro. Isaiah Hairston, the everyday first baseman, wears number 21 and bats 5th. Alejandro Rodriguez, the do-everything second baseman, pitcher, two-way, hits 6th. Eli Willen, the DH, hits 7th. Brendan McMillan, the left fielder, hits in the 8-hole. Hunter Hutchins, the third baseman, 9th. And the extra hitter, Bank Starbuck, hitting 10th. And again, Patty McGonigal, as you said, Graham, on the mound, who was the starter the last time these two teams met here in Winston-Salem on July 3rd. On the mound again today for Greensboro. For the homestanding Carolina Disco Turkeys, a bit of an interesting change at the top of the lineup. Austin St. Laurent, for the first time this year, leads off. He plays third base this evening. Nick McAdon, the designated hitter, hits second. Deon Tubbs, the center fielder and normal leadoff man, hits third. Caleb Smith wears number 4 and bats 4th in the cleanup spot, playing left field. Logan Conklin back at second base this evening, hits 5th. Bryson Beber over at first base wearing number 2. He hits 6th. Your player to watch, Kix Farrell, starts at shortstop and hits 7th. Patrick Usher, the catcher, who had a pretty good game last night. Another hit for him, wears number 30 and hits 8th. And Dane Stewart, the right fielder, hits in the 9-hole. Hayden Setzer starting on the mound, but unlike the last time, he's not hitting for himself. He'll look to improve on that last start back at his old high school at East Rowan with another good one here this evening. That'll do it for the game day gobble. We'll be back with first pitch in moments here on the Carolina Disco Turkeys YouTube. Back here at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem, and as you can see on your screen, the Carolina Disco Turkeys tonight channeling their inner 1976 White Sox, going with the navy blue shorts and the long white socks. Boy, those are pretty good looking right there, ain't they?
Yeah, definitely a look for sure. And another good look is Kix Farrell out here.
Going sleeveless. St. Laurent, too. I like it.
Out here.
Well, if there's two guys that have them to show, it's those two on the right side of the left side of the infield. And there you see
the defensive tandem that has been phenomenal ever since they came into the team together.
Kurt Cabana before the game made sure to ask that there were plenty of Band-Aids on standby.
And I could see why.
Certainly. As you see Cabana there go from left to right on your screen. Or as he called himself pregame, Coach Dad. There's a look at Dane Stewart, who is throwing the football in right field to get set. So Wake Forest Demon Deacon, pretty accustomed to that. 6 straight bowl appearances for that program. So story time real quick. Something the Disco Turkeys are not looking to repeat in these shorts is what happened on July 12th, 1979 at Comiskey Park in Chicago. Thanks to Dave Stoll of a Chicago rock station who, at the time, had acquired what he called an anti-disco army, and the king of weird promotions in Major League Baseball history enshrined in Cooperstown as a result for it, Bill Veeck. Bill Veeck's son at the time was actually in charge of it. They put together Disco Demolition Night. It was a twilight doubleheader, so a split doubleheader. 30 minutes after Game 1, Game 2 would take place. They were supposed to put all the disco records brought in by fans, which if they did that, they got into the ballpark for 89 cents. Little did they know that 45,000 people would show up, and they were going to blow up the records in center field. Little did they know it would create a riot, set the field on fire, and then the penultimate game of the doubleheader was canceled. You're welcome. We're about to get underway here in Winston-Salem. Hayden Setzer going full Warren Spahn, and he misses high, ball 1.
Man, that is not his normal windup. We'll see if he does that again.
I love it. Now back to his normal windup. The 1-0 pitch is inside now, 2-0 to the leadoff man for the Monarchs.
Yep, Justin Guy, the center fielder. Our center fielder not in the leadoff spot tonight. First time we've seen that in a long time.
And touched on that pregame, a sight we certainly have not seen. And there's strike 1 on the swing and a miss by Guy. And back in the count is Setzer. 2-1. Hard hit to the right side, and that's through a base hit. And the speedy Justin Guy is on to lead things off, and now it gets away from Stewart in right field. And Guy's going to end up at second on the E9.
That's obviously not the way you want to start your game. Touchdown and keys the game. 5 errors for the Disco Turkeys last night against the Locos. And already, 1 batter in, you've got your first.
Next up, the shortstop, number 9, Isaiah Finn.
So lefty on lefty matchup as Isaiah Rem will stand in. First pitch to Rem, hits him in the back. And we know what happens when these two teams get together, or what happened the last time.
Man, oh man. The question is whether or not the umpires know what happened last time these two teams got together.
These are not the same umpires to our knowledge, so we don't know if they have the idea of that.
The batter strike fielder, number 3,
As Colin Fowler steps in now with 2 on and nobody out. Stone, the catcher, on deck. First pitch from Setzer. High ball 1. Traffic early, not what Hayden Setzer wanted to start this ball game off. And the meat of the order coming. Before the 1-0, a step off and a look back to second at Guy. That sleeveless left side of the infield's got to be ready. Because if this guy gets a hold of one, it's coming in hot. That one's popped back foul, 1-1. Setzer back on the bump. From the stretch with 2 on and nobody out. The pitch to Fowler. And first a step off and a throw back, and Guy is back safely.
That was a lot closer than it could have been. Probably should have been.
It kicks Farrell. Certainly made that happen almost single-handedly himself, calling for it, knowing Guy was leaning, and they almost caught him. One and one, the count to Fowler. That's in the air to center. Should be playable for Dion Tubbs. And it is caught by Tubbs for out number 1. Guy will tag and head to third. And it's runners at the corners now with 1 out.
That's a loud first out, but a good one at that. Might not have been the way that you imagined this inning starting, but you'll take it nonetheless.
Now be the time to roll the double play. Stone will step in, the backstop for Greensboro this evening. Again, hitting 10 men tonight are the Monarchs. That misses in the dirt, ball 1. And advancing to second on that will be Rem, so take the double play out of the equation as it's second and third now with 1 out.
Hayden's got to work out of trouble here.
Traffic
good at
behind
that.
him early. That he has. Upstairs. Ball 1. Ball 2, excuse me. And behind in the count 2-0 is not where you want to be with second and third and 1 down. That's in there, strike 1. And a big strike 1 at that. So Setzer back in the count now. Two one. Swung on and missed, but it gets away from Usher, and that will allow the run to score, and that'll make it 1-0. Guy comes home. Rem goes to third on the pass ball. It's strike 2. But more importantly, the run scores, and Rem advances to third, and it becomes a 1-0 lead right off the hop for Greensboro.
There's still only 1 away. And that was a true pass ball. That was a strike and one that Usher should have had.
Yeah, absolutely. Textbook pass ball. Swung on and missed. A big-time strikeout. Setzer came right after him with the high fastball, and Stone couldn't catch up to it. 2 down.
That's the way to get back into it. You want to get that out in a way that doesn't allow a Rem to try to advance from third. So good stuff from Setzer to get that K.
Isaiah Hairston steps in now for Greensboro. Another lefty-lefty matchup with a man at third and one out, and that's going to get into right center field, a base hit, and that'll make it a 2-0 ball game. So 2 on the board in the top half of the first for Greensboro, and they're off and running in this one. On the first pitch of the at-bat right there, too. Not wasting any time, going right with the ambush tactic, and that'll bring in Alejandro Rodriguez, the second baseman, who takes strike one at the letters. Rodriguez, as we've talked about, is a do-it-all guy and the hero a couple of weeks ago. On the mound as he takes a big rip at the fastball, but he didn't get it. It's 0-2. 17 pitches in this first inning for Setzer. And a 2-0 lead for Greensboro on 2 hits. 0-2. High ball 1. Pretty good wasted fastball right there, though. So the 2 hits for Greensboro and the error on the pass ball. Or, excuse me, the error in right field by Stewart. And then the pass ball. So a couple of free bases, one of which resulted in a run. 1-2. Right on the outside, Black, ring him up, strike 3 called. Setzer works out of the jam, but not before Greensboro scratches across 2 on 2 hits. They leave 1. Carolina coming to bat after this. Back here in downtown Winston-Salem. Disco Turkeys and Monarchs. Greensboro pushed across 2 in the top half of the first inning. Austin St. Laurent leads things off for the Disco Turkeys as that one misses in the dirt. Ball 1. Against Patty McGonigal, who last time he faced his Carolina ball club on that very mound here at Truist Stadium, got himself into quite the situation and eventually ejected after plunking Kix Farrell twice on consecutive at-bats.
In 3 pitches.
St. Laurent swings at the 2-0 and pops it up foul. 2-1 now. St. Laurent going sleeveless, a la the Cincinnati Reds throwbacks from a couple of years ago. He takes upstairs. Nope, excuse me. That is in on the outer half. Strike 2.
Well, to be fair, he did take upstairs. Just didn't get the call that he thought he was going to.
Caught the high outside corner. Barely. 2-2. That is in the dirt, and now the count will run full.
This is a big spot for Carolina early. You need to try to get your leadoff man aboard to atone for the 2 runs that you give up in the first half of the inning. You don't want to fall behind too much early.
Yeah, at least try and get one of those back here in the bottom half. And St. Laurent takes down in the way ball 4, and he's aboard with the leadoff walk to get the party started for Carolina. So a 6-pitch leadoff walk will bring Nick McAdon to the plate. Okay. McAdon will step in with the leadoff man aboard and takes just off the inside corner, ball 1. Good pitch that didn't miss by much from McGonigal. McGonigal now from the stretch after the leadoff walk. The 1-0 to McAdon outside, 2-0. So ahead in the count again. McAdon, who homered on the last homestand. McGonigal set the 2-0. That did not catch the outside black. Looked like a strike from up here, and now it's 3-0.
Well, throwing strikes is a problem that McGonigal had last time he pitched against the Disco Turkeys. Through 3 1/3, he walked 6 and hit 2.
His 10th pitch already is right down the pipe, strike 1. Don't know what McAdon was walking to first on that. But already they've got the pitch count up before an out has been recorded. And a hitter's count for McAdon in the shorts. 3-1. Big rip at that one, but he fouls it back, and the count goes full. Good crowd here at Truist Stadium on a Saturday night. Ready to see the 3-2 to Nick McAdon. Here it comes. Big swing, and he fouls it back once again, and the count remains full. McAdon been one of the most consistent players on both ends of the scorecard this year, both at the plate and on the mound. Really in the field defensively as well.
Didn't have the best outing yesterday, but that's uncharacteristic of him.
Another 3-2. Lined into center field. Guy on the move makes a shoestring catch, and St. Laurent will have to double back.
Wow, what a catch that was. We saw that multiple times last night. That's a really tough break from McAdon.
And St. Laurent got dirty over there at first and gets a round of applause. Now might be the time to get the Band-Aids out.
That's the first slide we've seen from anybody wearing shorts today.
And now here's Dion Tubbs, number 3, batting third for the first time all summer. First pitch to him is just off the outside corner for ball 1. St. Laurent aboard with 1 down, and Dion trying to find a way to get on himself. Ahead in the count, 1-0. Here it comes. Big rip at that one, but he fouls it down the right field line, 1-1. Dion, the McKendree College product, passed the 20 stolen base plateau last night. Actually ended up with 20 and 21 on the evening.
Well, it would have been 21 had Kix Farrell not been rung up on a ball that was about 6 inches off the outside corner of the plate.
I'm going to give it to him anyways. 1-2 the count after he fouls that one back. Caleb Smith is on deck. Check on St. Laurent at first by McGonigal. Back into the stretch. Gets the sign he wants, the 1-2. Misses way upstairs, and the count even. Stone behind the plate took a look down at St. Laurent at first. Two-two to Tubbs. Ripped into right center field. Excuse me, that's going to be in a base hit. St. Laurent's going to head for third, and he'll be in there safely as the throw goes to second. So it's runners at the corners with one down. Great base running there by St. Laurent, seeing exactly the trajectory of where that ball was about to land.
Yet another good piece of hitting from Dion Tubbs. I honestly, with his speed, you want him in the leadoff spot, but he's such a consistent hitter, you got to have him more towards the heart of the order.
And if anything, and you and I were talking about this before we went on the air, if anything, it's just to shake things up a little bit. So,
yeah, you got to, obviously, with a record of 6-19, something's not working, but I think it's safe to say that this might be something that sticks.
Caleb Smith now in the cleanup spot with 2 on and 1 out. Runners at the corners. Takes strike 1. Off goes Dion for second. There's number 21 as the throw from Stone. Not in.
Surprised.
The beat goes on for Dion. That is officially stolen base number 21 on the summer, which in a summer season is incredible to pull off even 15 or 20.
Oh, keep in mind, this is only game number 22. So he's almost at 1 per game.
That misses high ball 1 to Smith. And the count even now with 2 runners in scoring position.
And still only 1 out.
So the double play is no longer in order to befriend McGonigal on the mound. And a base hit from Smith would score 2. 1-1 popped up right side. Going to be a tough play right in the Sunfield in the Bermuda Triangle. And no, the catch is not made. It was in foul territory, so St. Laurent will have to double back, and it's nothing more than an eventful strike 2.
That would have been one heck of a catch had Rodriguez been able to hold on to it, but I'd venture to say it's fortunate for the Monarchs that he didn't grab onto it.
It is fortunate for the Monarchs because if he caught it...
That is a very easy tag for St. Laurent from third base.
If he catches it, then it's a live ball and St. Laurent can tag. Once it hits the ground in foul territory, it's dead. The 1-2 to Caleb Smith. Outside, count even 2-2. It's a big spot here early on, with Greensboro scratching across 2 in the top half and Carolina trying to answer.
And they're in a good spot to do it, too.
As we said, base hit would almost certainly score 2, unless it's a frozen rope. 2-2. Outside, and the plot thickens now. The count goes full, 3-2. Already the 23rd pitch of the inning for McGonigal, and only the 1 out recorded.
He might not make it long enough to see kicks, Farrell.
Full count pitch. Smith on the ground to third. Playable. St. Laurent will come home to score on the RBI ground out. Dion Tubbs advances to third, and Caleb Smith gets the job done and cuts the lead in half. The Disco Turkeys are on the board. It's 2-1.
Well, you know what? It's not exactly what you might have wished for in that situation, but hey, you'll take it. You're on the board.
It's a productive out nonetheless. And now you've got Tubbs at third with 2 down.
And that's big for Smith. It's his 9th RBI on the year.
And now in steps Logan Conklin. Takes a big rip at a first pitch fastball and didn't get it. And it's strike 1. And that's pitch number 25 now for McGonigal here in the first inning. Tubbs at third with 2 down. Conklin trying to keep the inning alive and tie the ball game up. 0-1. Big rip again, and a swing and a miss, and quickly Conklin down 0-2.
And some would say that here you go off speed, change up or slider to try to catch Conklin off guard after doubling up on the fastball, but I'm of the thought that if you can't catch up to the heater, why do anything else?
0-2 in the air to center. Guy right there in his tracks to make the play and retire the side. But Carolina cuts the early Monarch lead in half. They trail 2-1 as we go to the second in downtown Winston-Salem. Back here at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem. Brett Wiseman alongside Graham Tuck. Disco Turkeys and Monarchs as the I-40 rivalry is renewed. And the Disco Turkeys tonight wearing the navy blue shorts. And it has drawn quite the crowd here tonight at Truist Stadium. 2-1 our scores. We begin the second inning. Hayden Setzer with a beautiful cut fastball that time. It broke from the belt right over the inside corner for strike one.
Man, oh man, what a pitch that one was.
That time he went with the slide piece. Actually, it looked more like some slurving action. It's 0-2.
Man, this is...
How about that to begin the AB?
This is gross, man. You gotta feel confident after you go back-to-back with two pitches like that on the mound.
Lefty on lefty crime. Here's the 0-2. That did miss the inside corner by much.
Oh, man, what a sequence that would have been.
Oh, my. If he would have got him looking on that, sheesh.
Just go ahead and call the game right there.
It's Eli Willen, the DH, that's stepping in. It's 7, 8, 9 due up. And the extra hitter, Starbuck, if any of them can reach. 1-2, did he go around? He most certainly did. It's strike three. And a quick strikeout to begin the inning. And a filthy one at that.
And already the third K. One time through the lineup, not even done for Setzer.
And just 22 pitches now compared to the 27 in the first inning for his counterpart McGonigal. And now in steps Brendan McMillan, the left fielder this evening, as he takes strike one right on the outside black.
And for Setzer, normally he's used to being able to help himself out at the plate. Can't do that tonight, so you got to make sure that you do your best on the mound.
Yep, he's only got one thing to worry about in that regard. He misses outside with that one, ball one, and the count even.
Now, I have a feeling that once we turn to the bullpen, Setzer will likely take over for McAdon in the DH spot at number 2 in the order.
I would assume so.
But you never know.
Misses upstairs, and checking his swing is McMillan for ball two. Setzer still working quickly. Nobody on and one out behind in the count 2-1. And misses down to the way with a breaking ball, and it goes to 3-1 now.
It's the first time this evening that Setzer has gotten into the 3-ball count. 8th batter in the order, that's not too shabby.
And he's got 10 men to face tonight as opposed to the usual 9. The 3-1 misses up and in, ball 4. And it's a 1-out walk to McMillan. Well, on the bright side, that sets up the double play now. And Hunter Hutchins, the third baseman tonight for the Monarchs, will step in.
He's had a couple of pretty good games against the Disco Turkeys. Has Hutchins, see if he can do it again.
First pitch to him is a breaking ball that flutters outside for ball 1. Starbuck, the extra hitter on deck. But Setzer's looking for a ground ball to leave him there. That's on the ground to first. Beber will get the lead man at second. No! The throw pulled Farrell off the bag and everybody's safe. Well, well, well.
That is not what you want to do, 100%.
Makes things a lot more interesting now.
You're making things hard on yourself. There's no reason to.
Beber made the right play, and it was similar to a situation we saw last night where he charged a slowly hit ground ball like that to get the lead man, except this time he'll be charged with the error as the throw pulled Farrell off the bag. So it's Starbuck, the extra hitter now, who takes a beautiful bender at the knees for strike 1, and an important strike 1 to get ahead in the count with traffic behind him.
That's 30 pitches now for Setzer here in the second inning. You got to have a solid starting performance. We talked about it on the pregame. Didn't have it last night. You need it tonight for sure.
0-1 misses outside, but not by much. 1-1. Can still get a ground ball and get out of this. But the error at first by Beber makes things a bit more complicated. 1-1. In the dirt, 2-1 now.
Golly, this is some different pitching than we saw at the first plate appearance of this inning, isn't it? Pure
Absolutely.
and total confidence against Eli Willen and that 4-pitch strikeout, and since then just have not seen the same.
That 1-out walk kind of changed the complexion of things. And then he threw the error on top of it. Now outside, 3-0 now. Three and one, excuse me. Starbuck still ahead in the count, regardless. And Setzer got ahead with strike 1 and has thrown three straight balls to follow. Misses down and in, ball 4, and now the base is loaded for the Monarchs.
And back to the top of the order, too.
Bases loaded, 1 out, a force at any base now.
Now draw out Kurt Cabana.
And Cabana and Usher will convene with Setzer on the mound, as it's a sticky situation for big number 8. Again, good crowd here tonight at Truist Stadium. The Disco Turkeys wearing the shorts brought a lot of folks to the ballpark. Cabana ends the conference. Usher will have a few more words. And now with the bases loaded, and as you said, Graham, the lineup card flipping back over, Justin Guy, who singled in his first at-bat, will get his second in just the second inning. Greensboro only has the 2 hits.
And none of them came in this inning, and yet you still have the bases loaded.
A walk, an error, and then another walk have loaded the bases after the strikeout, and a good bender is in there for strike one. It's pitch number 35 now for Setzer. And Guy, who singled to lead off the ball game, looking for more of the same here to extend the lead for Greensboro. 0-1.
Man, that's a good
Just
pitch.
missed. That's a great spot, though. 1-1 the count now. To Justin Guy, the center fielder, who made that shoestring catch in the bottom half of the first inning and saved a run to do so. 1-1. In the air. Back behind second. Playable for Conklin. He makes the catch, and everybody will stay put, and it's a big second out as the infield fly rule was in effect, so nobody could move anyways.
What a break. What a break there.
That could be a tricky call for the base umpire as to how far it goes out into the shallow part of the outfield.
Yeah, it really can. Honestly, if that were me, I wouldn't have called infield fly rule on that, but it probably wouldn't have been wise for McMillian to tag on that one way or the other.
Braves fans, cover your ears for what I'm about to bring up, but the 2012 inaugural NL wildcard game when Pete Kozma of the Cardinals went out into basically medium depth left field and caught a pop-up, and the infield fly rule was called, even though Kozma caught it and then lost it on the transfer. One and 0 is the count to Isaiah Rem. And he smacks that into center field. That's going to drop in, base hit. One run will score. Dion gets it in. The throw to third not in time. The second run comes across to score. And Greensboro has doubled and tripled the lead on one play. It's 4-1 now. Great piece of hitting there by Rem with the bases loaded.
And that's just killer. That's absolutely killer. Yeah, you got the second out pretty fortunately on that pop-up, and then next guy comes up, you're feeling confident and just not able to do anything with it. And now instead of being down just one going to the bottom half of the inning, it's 3. Largest lead of the day for Greensboro right now.
That first pitch to Colin Fowler is in for strike one. Important to limit the damage now. The 0-1 from Setzer. Before that, a look to first at Rem.
Man, you got to be careful with that. You got a runner on third. If anything gets past, that's automatically another run in.
And you know that Starbuck is watching that unfold on the opposite end of the infield. And if he sees an opportunity, he can break. Another throw over. That's grounded through the whole left side. Base hit. Starbuck will score. Fowler an RBI single, and it's 5-1 Greensboro.
Man, this is rough. This is the same thing we saw last night, just a little bit earlier in the contest. The starter getting rocked around a little bit, and it is rough sledding for the Disco Turkeys this weekend.
Carolina bullpen is quiet for the moment. And now Stone will step in. That pitch to him is popped foul, and it's an 0-1 count. Didn't quite get over the screen, much to the dismay of the crowd behind home plate. And now first and second with 2 down. And a 5-1 ball game, an 0-1 count on Stone. Here's the pitch. That's in the air to right center. That might get down in the gap, and it will, and hop off the base of the wall. 2 runs are going to score. The double by Stone makes it 7-1 Greensboro. My, oh my.
And this is the point where I think you need to get somebody up in the bullpen. Setzer he started off pretty well, but he's just getting knocked around right now.
And it was the same problem last night. And now Patrick Usher will take a trip out to the mound to have a conference with his pitcher. And now there is action in the Carolina bullpen.
That's Ben Tanneman out there. And he's somebody who threw last night. 1 inning, 4 batters faced, a walk, and that was it. No hits, no runs.
The guy catching him also came in relief, A.C. Plum, with one of his better relief outings of the year.
Especially lately. Because he was
pretty frustrated.
He was
pretty frustrated after Friday night in Boone. Last Friday night, that is.
But last night, 10 batters faced through 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, 1 run, but that was all that happened. With as much traffic that he had to deal with on the bases, he did a pretty good job of working out of it.
First pitch is in there for strike 1. Oh, 1, a big swing and a miss by Hairston, and quickly down on the count, 0-2. Two in the top half of the first, 5 in this half inning. And that's ripped to second. Conklin fields it cleanly. On to Beber at first for the out. And finally, the top half of the second side is retired. But not before Greensboro pushes across 5 on 3 hits. They lead now 7-1 as we head to the bottom of the second. Back here in downtown Winston-Salem, Brett Wiseman alongside Graham Tuck. Mammoth top half of the second for the Monarchs as they now lead it 7-1 as we head to the bottom half of the second inning. And that's in there to Bryson Beber on the first pitch for strike 1, and very quickly Patty McGonigal is back ahead in the count. 0-1. Popped up, left side, into shallow left. Calling everybody off to make the play is Rem for out number 1.
That's not the ideal start to the inning, is it? You gotta make something happen, but at least you're putting the ball in play. That's all. That's the best thing that you can do. But on that pitch, that's something that's, for the most part, center cut. You got to make sure that you're squaring that ball up. Beber just couldn't quite do that.
The good thing is about a 5-run inning happening is that it happened in the second, so there's plenty of time to get back in this thing.
That there is. And this is the guy to do it, the player to watch right here.
Who takes ball 1 from his old friend Patty McGonigal.
Well, that's a good sign. He's not coming after him first pitch.
1-0. In the dirt and away 2-0. Here comes the 2-0. That misses inside, and quickly now 3-0 on kicks Farrell. .30 pitch. In there, strike one. Just barely caught the high inside corner.
That definitely nipped the corner if it caught any part of the zone. That looked like ball 4 to me.
Nonetheless, 3-1 is the count. Here it comes. That is most certainly ball 4. And a 1-out base runner for the Disco Turkeys. That's pitch number 34 for McGonigal. And it'll bring up Patrick Usher, the backstop for the Disco Turkeys tonight. With 1 on and 1 down. Just his 4th appearance as a Disco Turkey, his 3rd start. Takes inside ball 1. He came on as a pinch hitter in his debut against Catawba Valley. Had the go-ahead hit in the top half of the 9th in Boone last weekend. And last night, another solid night at the plate as he takes strike 1 on the outside corner. One on the way. Big rip, but a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
And Usher was very, very close to barreling that ball up. And we know that he's a guy that can put some solid wood on the ball if he gets around to it. That one could have been in the left center gap had he been a little bit earlier on that fastball.
There's a left-hander loosening now in Greensboro's bullpen. Swung on and missed by Usher. Picked in the dirt by Stone, and it's out number 2. And Farrell will have to stay put at first.
That's a great stop behind the plate there. Good stuff from Alex Stone. Not normally the catcher for the Monarchs. We're used to seeing Devin Bartley behind the plate, but Stone's done his own pretty good job today.
So now Dane Stewart in with 2 down, takes strike 1 on the inner half of the plate. The Demon Deacon Dane Stewart behind in the count 0-1. Here it comes. Misses in the dirt, gets away to the backstop, and kicks Farrell. Will take a Saturday night stroll on to second base.
Well, you get your runners in scoring position any way you can take them. Now you just got to make something happen here. Stewart's a guy that if he gets a hold of the ball, it's going to go a long way. You just got to barrel that ball up. Same thing we talked about with Beber and Usher.
One the count. It misses up and in now. 2-1 on the 40th pitch of the evening from McGonigal. It's the 41st pitch for McGonigal, actually. On comes number 42, behind in the count 2-1. Make that 2-2. As it just barely caught the inside corner again.
It's the same pitch that was strike 1 against Kicks Farrell in that 3-0 count. Very high, up and in, but called a strike.
At least it's consistent. So 2-2 the count now to Dane Stewart with Farrell at second. Breaking ball that just missed inside, and the count goes full now, 3-2.
That ball had a lot of movement on it, but just couldn't get back into the zone. It broke down, so it did step 1, but it didn't break back towards the plate. Got halfway there, couldn't make it the other half.
It's a quality explanation on it. It's exactly what happened. 3-2. That misses, ball 4. So a 2-out walk to Dane Stewart. And now 2 aboard for the Disco Turkeys.
Man, I don't know how much credit to give to the frame from Stone behind the dish or to the take from Dane Stewart, but man,
I'm just going to give credit to both on that.
That looked like strike 3, but
it looked like more of a strike than the 2-1 pitch.
Yeah, that's exactly the right way to put it, but quality take from Dane Stewart. Good job to spit on that pitch and get on base any way you can for the leadoff guy.
And that'll turn the lineup card over to the big guns of Austin St. Laurent, who takes up an in-ball 1. St. Laurent announced on social media earlier this week that he is transferring to Appalachian State University from ECU to join the Mountaineer program, and head coach Kermit Smith. 1-0 inside now, 2-0. And someone that has certainly relished the shorts this evening.
He's turned them into his shorts. He's
rolled them up. He's rolled up his sleeves.
He's digging it. He's a guy that plays with a lot of flair. No surprise in that respect.
And I don't know how much Tide in the world could get those jerseys out to stay out of the jersey, and that's a broken bat. It's a foul ball.
No, that's fair.
Wait a minute. No, the home plate umpire has signaled that the ball dead.
That's the wrong call. That was a fair ball.
The ball landed on the opposite, or the fair side of third.
That is a clearly fair ball.
St. Laurent broke his bat, and only thing left was the knob, the barrel, and the rest of the bat flew to short.
That is a terrible
The ball
call.
was fair. That's the important part of this. Tubbs ended up scoring on the play. Farrell ended up scoring on the play.
They're going to send everybody back to where they were. That's awful.
They're going to send everybody back, and then St. Laurent will have to get a new bat. But the ball was fair.
And it's not like it was close either. The ball was at least 2 feet from the base.
Exactly. Regardless of the shrapnel in the infield.
That's a live ball.
The only thing I can surmise is the home plate umpire didn't think the bat broke and that St. Laurent just lost the bat. So it's a 2-1 count. It's still first and second. And St. Laurent has a broken bat, at least 2-run double taken off the board. There's a lot to unpack there. 2-1 is a big swing and a miss, and now it's 2-2. Still action in the Greensboro bullpen. A left-hander still up and warming.
I believe that to be Kobe Van Bogart.
Playing double duty tonight for Greensboro. Normally with the Martinsville Ponies, as that one misses in the dirt now. Count full.
Runners should move on the pitch here. 3-2 outs.
Full count pitch, misses down on the way, ball 4. So a consolation prize of sorts as the bases are loaded. And now a big spot for Nick Macedon with the bases juiced and 2 down.
I tell you take the walk, you take the bases loaded, but
you'd also take the 2 runs that would have been on the board. You can see Chase Jesse right there showing where the bat broke. And it's strike 1. Like I said, and you can see it there on the screen, as McGonagall's now halfway to 100 pitches. It wasn't like it broke in half or it broke a quarter of the way down. The only thing left was only the knob. Macedon checks his swing. The ball gets away.
Man, he's lucky he held off on that one.
Not far enough for anybody to advance, but it's ball one. As the Here We Go Turkeys chant breaks out.
Disco Turkeys have excelled with 2 outs all year long. You got to have that come into effect right here. You got a clutch 2-out walk from Dane Stewart with a full count. Another one from Austin St. Laurent in the full count.
Granted, it should have been a double, but
You'll take what you can get at this point.
Exactly.
You got to have base runners down by 6 already in the second inning. And this is a big spot for Nick McAdon.
1-1. Upstairs, 2-1. And clearly, I think the plate umpire was confused by what transpired. And maybe...
But you can't be. You can't be.
The
eyes
eyes get your eye can't be on the bat. It's got to be on the baseball. 2-1. Up and in, 3-1.
As an umpire, your job is to know what's going on. You've got to know the rules of the game. And anybody in this ballpark could have told you that's a live ball. From us in the booth,
I mean, it sounds obvious, but what's in play? The baseball is what's in play, not the shrapnel from the bat. You have to trust that the players can get out of the way, but the eye's on the baseball. 3-1. Outside, ball 4. It's a bases-loaded walk for McAdon. And it'll bring a run across now. It's 7-2.
well, hey, that's one thing. You got one of them back. That's what you can say there.
And the crowd enjoys it. And Pella Stokes, the head coach for Greensboro, will make his way out to the mound, and it looks like that might be it for McGonigal.
I think they may leave McGonigal in, I'll be honest with you.
Kobe Van Bogart is loose in the bullpen. He's back in the dugout, glove in hand, ready to go when the time comes.
With 2 outs, I think they'll let McGonigal try to finish things off.
They will let McGonigal try and wiggle out of the inning. But now, with the bases still loaded, Tubbs up. And Caleb Smith in the on-deck circle represents the tying run. And it's just the second inning.
Man, what a day. What a day already, Brett.
Already an hour into this one. Just in the bottom of the second. Here's the pitch to Dion. That misses inside, ball 1. Bases loaded, 2 down now. A big spot right here early on. Dion takes right down the gut, strike 1.
That one's a little bit farther in than I think he wanted it to be. Dion likes those pitches on the outer half of the plate.
And he likes to slap it the other way. There's a lot of room down that left field line. 1-1. Up and in, 2-1. Van Bogart appears to be at the top step of the dugout. And the 2-1 to Tubbs in the dirt. 3-1 now.
And I'll tell you what, if he walks in another, that'll do it for McGonigal. There's no way you can walk in 2 runs in a row and leave the guy out there. He's walked 3 straight with 2 outs. Everybody on the bases pass right now has been walked since the last
3-1 to Tubbs. Upstairs, ball 4. He's walked now 4 straight with 2 down. The latter 2 walks have brought across 2 runs to cut the lead to 7-3.
And I'll tell you, that is ball don't lie in effect.
No doubt about it. That's a perfect way to put it right there. Now Caleb Smith with the bases still loaded. And McGonigal still in there. Outside again, ball 1.
And it's not as if McGonigal's missing in the same spot every time. He's not missing outside every time. He's not missing high. He's not spiking the balls in. He's just missing spots.
The 1-0. Inside corner got the call, strike 1. So Smith now at the plate represents the tying run. It's only the bottom of the second. Up the middle, play made it short by Rem, and he'll step on the bag to retire the side. Carolina strands the bases loaded, but scratch across 2 on 4 consecutive 2-out walks in the bottom half of the second. Already an eventful 2 innings, an hour, a little over into this one here in downtown Winston-Salem. We head to the top of the third with Greensboro holding a 4-run lead. Back here in downtown Winston-Salem, Brett Wiseman alongside Graham Tuck. And the first pitch skips and hits Alejandro Rodriguez. And a leadoff base runner for Greensboro.
Man, that's the first time I've ever seen anything like that. Never seen a pitch bounce before the plate and then hit a batter. First time for everything.
On the first pitch of the inning. What else might happen tonight? We've almost seen everything.
I'll tell you, we'll probably be here for a while, so there's a lot that we could see.
Time is called late. Setzer will finish the pitch. So Rodriguez is plunked. On a hop, that is, and Willen, the DH, is in now. Now the first pitch to him. Misses outside, ball 1.
Willen led off the last inning, that big 5-run second for Greensboro. And he would have led off this inning if Greensboro didn't have the extra hitter in their lineup. They did have 9 men reach the batter's box in the second inning, but because they're batting 10, they didn't officially bat around.
Check over there at first on Rodriguez. Setzer, the lefty, keeping especially close tabs on him, and catches the outside corner with that one for strike 1 to even the count.
And this next one will be pitch number 50 for Setzer.
Halfway to 100 pitches is big number 8.
Only threw 2.
Van Bogart's back up in the Greensboro bullpen, and the beautiful breaking ball that did not catch the inside corner, but certainly looked like it did from up here. Nonetheless, it's 2-1.
And Tanman is back up in the bullpen for Carolina as well.
Throw back to first, and Rodriguez back in safely. Two one, up and in, buzz the tower of Willen, and he'll step out and regroup now ahead in the count 3-1. Big rip on the 3-1, but he didn't get it, and the count even now.
Man, that's ball four. That's when you can tell the mentality of a hitter just from the swing. 3-1 pitch was low and away, and you can tell by the fact that he even offered that pitch in the first place. He was just looking to drive something no matter what it was.
Exactly, heading the count 3-1. Now the count is full, and the full count pitch is in the dirt, ball four. So Willen works the walk, so both men to reach base to start this inning for Greensboro. Both come without registering a hit, and that might be the end of the evening for Hayden Setzer.
Through 2+, 6 free bases, and I'll tell you how many runs are up on the board because of it, 7. It's almost always the exact equivalent. Free bases will almost every single time be within 1 or 2 of the amount of runs that you've given up. It just always works out that way. I'm not sure exactly why, but it is almost an exact formula that you can use. And it's held true for the Disco Turkeys tonight.
And Kurt Cabana will stay with Setzer for the moment. And it'll bring up Brendan McMillan, the left fielder for the Monarchs. First and second, nobody out, a 7-3 lead for Greensboro, and we're in the top half of the third inning. First pitch. Misses inside, ball one, although it certainly looked like a strike from up here.
Looked like a strike from everywhere in the park except behind the catcher.
The umpires below the booth in section 110 certainly agreed with our estimate. Home plate umpire didn't. 1-0 on the ground to second. First. Beber will make the flip to first, and Setzer covering will record the out, but it works almost like a sacrifice bunt, so to speak, as the runners advance to second and third now with only one out. Good PFP right there from Setzer.
Well, that's a guy that is a natural first baseman as well, so he knows exactly what you want from a pitcher if you're playing first base, and that helps him cater to the needs of Beber over there at first. You're never going to see Setzer slip up in a situation like that defensively.
And that was a heads-up play by Beber, too, to go after that and field it. If he lets that thing roll to Conklin at second, everybody might be safe, because it was a slow roller. First pitch to Hunter Hutchins is fouled back. That's Matt Rivers, who is pinch hitting, number 13 in red. One of 4 available position players off the bench for Greensboro.
It's interesting that they only let Hutchins go through 2 innings.
And a big rip by Rivers, and he fouls it back, and it's quickly 0-2. Second and third, one out. Rivers trying to bring one or both of them home right here. Setzer trying to fade that. Here comes the 0-2. In the dirt. Good block by Usher behind the plate to keep everybody put.
And that's what you want to see from Usher. He looked a little shaky in those first 2 innings. Had a couple of passed balls, but held his own right there. And that's a pitch where you know it's coming. You give the call to the pitcher. You know that you're expecting for the pitch to be low, if not in the dirt. And a good job by Usher to block that one up to keep a run from coming in.
1-2 the count. And it's on the way from Setzer. In the dirt once again, and another good block by Usher. But the fish is not biting on either of those 2 breaking balls. And the count is now even.
And that's really good stuff right there from 3-0 behind the dish. Putting on a good performance so far. And he'll be due up at the plate. Hopefully when we get back to the bottom of the third.
On comes the 2-2. It's slashed to first right at Beber, fortunately for the Disco Turkeys. And the Carolina first baseman makes the play for a big out number 2.
That's a big spot from Beber right there, but nothing like we're not used to seeing from number 2 in White. You know, all year long he's been a stud defensively.
That he has.
And we've seen it already twice in this half inning.
Now Starbuck will step in. The extra hitter. Setzer trying to wiggle out of this. First pitch to Starbuck. Outside, ball 1. Nope, excuse me. That is a strike. It caught the outside corner.
I'll be honest, it probably shouldn't have been, but
we'll consider.
We'll roll with it.
We'll consider it a makeup call. How about that?
One of many, hopefully.
Well, I was going to say he's got some catching up to do.
That's the right way to put it.
Oh, 1 coming from Setzer.
Oh,
Breaking ball right over the outside corner. What a beauty right there, 0-2.
man, that one is a strike. There's no doubt about it. And to be able to strand 2 in scoring position here would be beautiful for Setzer.
Needed another breaking ball just like that to wiggle out of this jam. He's got the sign he wants from Usher.
He likes the high heat. I think we'll see that.
0-2. Looked like a bit of an off-speed pitch. It's fouled back. Still 0-2. It would be the first scoreless frame of the night. 0-2. Outside, tried to get him to chase the slider. He's not biting. 1-2, and another good job by Usher to corral that one.
Man, you got to be mindful if you're catcher, if you're Setzer. You know you're playing in shorts. Can't have him diving all over the place. You're going to tear up something.
There has never been a time where shin guards have come in more handily than they have tonight
I think that's the right way
for
to put it.
Patrick Usher. 1-2. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Got him. Big time strikeout there for Setzer, and he's able to tightrope out of it. Greensboro strands 2. They still lead by 4 as we head to the bottom of the third in Winston. Back here at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem. If you're looking for an opportunity to promote your local business, contact us today to become a sponsor of the Carolina Disco Turkeys. Opportunities start at just $100 per season. To learn more, message sponsorships at discoturkeys.com. That's sponsorships at discoturkeys.com. Brett Wiseman alongside Graham Tuck. As Logan Conklin will lead things off for the Disco Turkeys to begin the bottom half of the third inning. As for the first time tonight, a scoreless inning, and it's Kobe Van Bogart that's on the mound for Greensboro. Misses up and away, ball one. Final line on Patty McGonigal will come after the 1-0 to Conklin. Up and away, 2-0. And you see Van Bogart has gone with his own de facto version of the shorts. That's a strike, I guess, to Conklin. 2-1 the count. Final line on McGonigal as that's foul, 2-2 from Conklin. 2 innings pitched, 13 batters faced. 3 earned on a hit, 6 walks, 1 strikeout, a hit batsman on 62 pitches. Conklin takes a big rip at that and fouls it back, and it remains 2-2. Van Bogart, normally a Martinsville Pony, tonight playing double duty for Greensboro. Here comes the 2-2. Conklin takes another big rip at that, and it's the same result, and he stays alive. He's on it, though.
Yeah, that he is. He's another guy like Caleb Smith. He hits the ball hard a lot of the times. He doesn't strike out a whole lot. On the year for Conklin, coming into the weekend, only 13 Ks compared to 19 hits and 19 walks, but that's number 14.
And a fluttering breaking ball that caught the upper part of the zone, and Conklin is rung up with the backwards K to start the third inning. Well, it'll bring up Bryson Beber.
Well, Van Bogart's a guy that all year long has excelled, especially against the Disco Turkeys. So that's no surprise he's getting off to a good start.
Beber rips that into right center field. That's going to drop in a base hit. Beber will take a turn halfway around first. He'll stay put. The ball got away from Rem, but not far enough, and Beber with a solid piece of hitting right there on a one-out single.
Man, we talked about it the last time he came up. He popped up to short. His last time, he was just a bit away from barreling that ball up. And
that one he certainly squared up.
Barreled it up, first pitch. Good stuff from Beber. That's a guy that makes a lot of adjustments. He adjusts very fast every single game. He doesn't make the same mistake twice in a row, ever.
And that's something that, a lot of coaches and scouts can watch for, too, is a guy that makes adjustments at-bat to at-bat on the fly like that. That's a quality not a whole lot of guys can say they have, as Farrell out in front of a hanging breaking ball, home run distance, but foul down the left field line for strike one.
Man, oh man, that was a home run swing to be sure. And you saw him wait back on that pitch. Just absolutely turn on it. Couldn't keep it fair.
He just didn't wait back long enough. Just a split second longer, and that might not come down anytime soon. Van Bogart, a lazy throw over to first base to keep Beber honest. And now he's got to be wary of throwing that breaking ball up there. 0-1. Outside, 1-1. Already the 10th pitch now for Van Bogart. The lanky lefty. One to Farrell. There's another breaking ball, fouled off at the plate, off of Farrell. 1-2. If I'm Van Bogart, I don't know if I throw that again.
Oh, you really can't. Kicks is sitting on a bender.
Yeah, he's sitting dead red on it. 1-2, first to check on Beber at first. Nothing doing. Which draws groans from the pace of play defectors. And another throw over, maybe to spite them. I don't know. Count remains 1-2 to Kix Farrell. Here it comes. Line to the right side, hard but foul, and it'll remain 1-2, and Farrell will stay alive. As cloud cover has made its way over the top of Truist Stadium, Jeffrey Davis will deliver a fresh round of baseballs to our home plate umpire. One on, one out. And another 1-2 is coming to Kix Farrell. Breaking ball, he got under it. Took a big rip at it. It's popped into shallow center. Rem will make a nice over-the-shoulder catch. And he made that look a lot easier than it was for out number 2.
Thought that one might have had the legs to drop in shallow center, but great range from Rem combined with the speed of Guy gunning in from center field. No chance that one drops, and it's a quick second out for Kobe Van Bogart. Maybe not so quick, but not so much damage is what I mean to say.
And in steps Patrick Usher now, with Beber still at first and 2 down. And another breaking ball will miss outside, ball 1. Another breaking ball that's popped up, and Usher, frustrated, slams the bat. Rem will make the play for out number 3. So Beber left stranded after the 1-out single. Carolina still trails by 4 as they look for some magic in the shorts as we head to the 4th. Back here at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem, it's Justin Guy into the box to lead off for Greensboro. The first pitch from Setzer misses inside, ball one. And pitch number 65 on the evening for big number 8. "1-0 is inside, and it almost hit Guy. Fortunately for Setzer, Guy able to hop, skip, and jump out of the way, and it's 2-0. Ahead of the count is the Greensboro center fielder. Here comes the 2-0. Did not catch the outside corner. Our home plate umpire made a waving motion as if to say it missed just to the right. 3-0. In there, strike one.
We talked about Beber making adjustments at the plate. That Setzer making an adjustment on the mound. You see that he missed outside on that last pitch. Didn't quite come back far enough towards his gloved hand. Definitely did that time.
Guy pops this one up sky high behind the plate, and it will get out of play. So the count goes full now, 3-2. Full count pitch. On the ground is short. Farrell will scoop it up and throw on to Beber at first for out number 1.
What a surprise. Beber and Farrell making great defensive plays together. Yeah, that's your everyday right there. Your everyday left infielder and a guy that has really come into his own at first. He wasn't a stud so much in the beginning part of the year. He was just serviceable is the way I describe Beber defensively at the start of the year, but since then he's become a really key part of this team. His batting average has grown over 200 points since the start of the year, since about the second weekend. He's batting above 250 right now, which if you had told me that after the first 2 weeks of play, I definitely would not have believed you. And in the field, he's really come into his own as well. I really like the play of Bryson Beber so far this season, especially as we've come on.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you on all counts there. A candidate for most improved at the end of the year. As 1-1 is the count to Isaiah Rem. We've seen a lot of action defensively at shortstop, and he takes strike 2 on the outside corner. Up over the 70-pitch plateau now is Hayden Setzer. One, two. Got him.
It's a big K for Setzer right there. On the day, that's number 5. And he's gotten them at big times, too. To start the second inning, the second and third outs in the first inning, and to end the third.
That will bring in Colin Fowler, who takes ball 1 outside.
Tanman is up and warming in the bullpen again for Carolina. Really don't know who else we could see from Greensboro other than Alejandro Rodriguez after Van Bogart gets chased, but
we don't know who of those other 4 available position players could double as a pitcher.
But at the same time, Van Bogart pitched in that marathon contest in the first homestand.
Big rip by Fowler, but he didn't get it. It's 1-1.
And as I was saying, in the first homestand, it was a walk-off win for Carolina. Went into extras. Van Bogart threw over 120 pitches in that contest, so you know he's got some stamina in him.
2-1. Ripped up the middle. Farrell with a lunging catch. And that will retire the side. The shorts did some good right there. Another sparkling defensive play from number 27 gets Setzer out of the 4th. We head to the bottom half after this. Back here in downtown Winston, Brett Wiseman alongside Graham Tuck. Kobe Van Bogart back to the mound. 9-1-2 due up for Carolina. Dane Stewart leads things off and takes strike one inside corner. Oh, 1. Swung on and missed. 0-2. Quickly down on the count after the 2-out walk his last time up. It was a really good at-bat from him as well. 0-2. Outside, 1-2. Good take. Here comes the 1-2 from Van Bogart. Stewart takes in the dirt, and the count goes even now, 2-2. Already up to 18 pitches, Van Bogart, but no stranger to high pitch counts, as GT told you. 2-2 is foul tipped and held onto behind the plate, and that's a strikeout. Out number 1.
Man, that's a tough break for Stewart there. Good job to foul that one and stay alive, but unfortunately held onto by Stone behind the plate. And already on the day for Carolina, that's the third time they've struck out in the last 2 1/3 innings. Or 2 innings, I should say. They're putting a lot of ball in play, but unable to do it so lately.
Back to the top of the order now, and Austin St. Laurent. First pitch from Van Bogart is hit foul. 0-1.
And St. Laurent, if you'll remember, had that double ripped away from him.
And the ball was ripped despite his bat being broken.
Defeat snatched from the jaws of victory, one would say.
0-1 misses outside, 1-1.
But despite that fact, he did reach third after walking. He's walked twice, scored once.
Be a good time for his first hit of the ball game right here. 1-1. That's on the ground to short. Rim on the backhand. Going to be a tough play. The throw is high, and St. Laurent is safe. Graham, I don't know how you'd score that, but I think an infield single, and St. Laurent will get props from Boogie, the first base coach. The world's most versatile mascot.
And it's not even close. I'll probably give that an infield single and a throwing error.
Oh, yeah. The Philly fanatic wishes he could be as versatile as Boogie.
I think the only person who maybe gives him a run for his money is Gritty.
That's a fair point. Gritty does have his own ball pit at Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia when there were limited to no fans early on in the season. Those were the antics that kept people, the game day staff that is, going. 1-0 is the count to Macadon. He takes one that barely registers on the radar gun right down the middle for strike 1.
Man, that's a good pitch, though. It looked like it nipped the outside corner a little bit more than you might have thought, but one way or the other, it's a good pitch, and certainly not what Macadon was expecting.
1-1. That had a little bit more heat on it, and it's right on the outside corner for strike 2.
Man, it's the same spot. It just caught Macadon off guard.
1-2 the count with 1 on and 1 out. The pitch. On the ground towards short. Ram on the backhand. Won't have a play at second. Neither will he at first. Macadon safe on a second consecutive infield hit as he busts it down the line, and it's first and second now with 1 down.
And that's good stuff right there. You're not really
Boogie's telling the boys to mix it up with the dugout over there.
You're not really piecing up the ball. Third time through the lineup now, but you just got to get base runners any way you can. You got the top of the lineup now. You're only down by 4. This game isn't as out of hand as it might seem.
And it's only the bottom half of the 4th at that.
You got plenty of time, and it's not an insurmountable deficit.
Number 4 is on deck. Dion Tubbs is in the box, squares to bunt, and almost got it down the third base line.
And I'll tell you what, if that ball gets down fair and it gets past the man at third
The
base,
shift was
that's
on
Rivers.
to a degree.
If it gets past Rivers, Dion's thinking 2 out of the box.
Oh, yeah.
Out of the box.
Out of the box.
Not even getting to first.
But it's an 0-1 count, unfortunately for him. With 2 on and 1 out. Here it comes. Breaking ball right over the outer half, strike 2.
Oh man, that's the one you want right after that. That's the pitch
That's the one to
piece
drive
up.
the other way right
man.
there.
There's been a lot of bad takes from Carolina so far tonight. It's paid off at times. They've drawn a lot of walks, but there's been a lot of very hittable pitches that have been taken.
0-2. High, ball 1. Good wasted fastball there from Van Bogart. One, 2. Tubbs takes low, 2-2. Now, my eyes might have deceived me there, but did you see a little Soto shuffle kind of after that take?
It was close enough to draw the comparison. I think that might have been what he was trying to do.
2-2 is swung on and missed out in front of that one. And Tubbs is set down for out number 2.
That's the second strikeout in the inning for Carolina. Big spot now for Caleb Smith. Delivered an RBI with a walk. An RBI his first time up with a ground out. He's grounded out both of his times up. The second time it was into a fielder's choice, but a ground out nonetheless. And it ended up ending the inning. But already 1 RBI on the day, a chance for another here. Would be number 10 on the year for him if he can bring in St. Laurent.
First pitch to him outside, ball 1. Pitch number 31 from Van Bogart already. In just his second half inning of work. Here comes the 1-0. Outside, 2-0. He switched up the delivery right there a little bit and dropped down into the sidearm.
Well, Van Bogart wearing 19 for the Monarchs tonight. He wears number 8 for the Ponies, and I'll give you one guess as to why.
Misses inside, 3-0.
I'll give you a hint. It's in the name.
Kobe.
There you go.
So why wouldn't he wear 24 here?
I'd venture to guess.
It was taken, but
I'm not even sure that it was. There's nobody in the active lineup tonight wearing number 24. It's probably because it was on such short notice.
3-0 is in there for strike 1. It's 2-0 in the ballpark scoreboard, but it is 3-1. St. Laurent off. It's a double steal. Smith, it gets through into left. St. Laurent's going to score. McAdon's going to be held at third. Smith's on his way to second. How about that? It's 7-4. And on comes Boogie to get Smith's equipment. The double steal turned into a hit and run. And as a result, it is Smith's 10th RBI of the year. And it's second and third now with 2 down. And the lead is 3.
Man, how often do you see a double steal hit and run with 2 outs? That's
aggressive,
That
but
is
man,
some
it worked.
gutsy play calling right there, and I love it.
Kurt Cabana pulled out all the stops right there, and it worked. First pitch to Conklin. Well hit into shallow center, coming on his guy, and he's going to make the catch to end the inning. But Carolina scratches across one more as they continue to chip away. They've cut what was a 6-run lead in half. They trail by 3 as we head to the 5th and the 3-3-6. Back here in Winston-Salem, Brett Wiseman alongside Graham Tuck. Hayden Setzer back to the mound for the top half of the 5th inning. And that is in there, strike one on the first pitch of the 5th inning. It's pitch number 74 for Setzer. And a check swing. Oh, yes, he did go. It's 0-2.
Stone on the day, who's at the plate, 1 for 2 with a strikeout and that 2 RBI double. The last strike from the Monarchs in the second.
Up to 75 pitches now is Setzer. Here comes the 0-2, and Stone whacks it hard to the right side, but well out of play and foul. He'll stay alive. Stone, Hairston, and Rodriguez, 4, 5, 6 due up for Greensboro. Oh, 2. Foul back again.
Man, I like that Setzer this late in his appearance is still pounding the strike zone. Hasn't thrown a ball yet. 4 straight strikes. His last inning against Greensboro was the first 1-2-3. Good stuff from number 8 on the bump.
0-2. That's well hit out to left. Smith broke in, and he's not going to be able to make the play. He originally broke back and then had to break heavy in. Solid contact, but Stone got under it. Smith misread it off the bat, and it'll be a leadoff base runner.
Man, I'll tell you what, though.
That's a tough play, though.
Well, it's a tough play, but at the same time, if you're going to misread a ball, that's the way you want to misread it. You want to go back first.
Exactly.
Because you keep the ball in front of you. Despite the fact that he laid out, couldn't make the catch, still, Stone got held to a single on that. Despite the fact that it could have been out number 1, you're at least making it so that he can't stretch it to extra bases by breaking in when he should have gone back.
First pitch to Hairston on the outside corner, strike one.
And Smith is already playing pretty deep left field.
Hairston shatters his bat. It's up the middle. Conklin flipped to Farrell onto first. Double play! That was pretty. Oh my goodness, that is about as good as it gets on the 4-6-3. 2 down.
Man, I'll tell you what. Greensboro is lucky that one did not result in one of their players reaching base, because if you had, you would have heard every single voice in this ballpark outraged at the fact that that broken bat ground ball didn't get called back.
Exactly.
Because what is the difference between that one and St. Lawrence that happened earlier?
Well,
there's no difference.
Look to the first base side of the mound. The bat made a divot in the grass, or the shrapnel of which, and Rodriguez takes strike one now.
Literally no difference between that play and the line drive
not at all. 0-1. Strike two, inside corner. Rodriguez hangs his head at it, knowing it was right on the black. Oh, 2. That missed inside, not by much though. One, 2 on the way. That sounded like a splintered bat. It's on the ground to second. Conklin up with it quickly to make the play for out number 3. Good defensive inning from Conklin, Farrell, Beber, and a good inning pitching-wise from Setzer. We're halfway through this one. The Disco Turkeys trail by 3, looking to chop into that lead a little more when we come back. Back here at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem as the YMCA has broken out. We're halfway through this one to the bottom half of the fifth. DJ Musser, who just made an appearance on his famed unicycle, is now coaching first base.
Sadly, not on the unicycle.
So see, we pitched the idea knowing it was shorts night, and Beber lines that into right center. That's a base hit. Second hit of the evening for Beber, and he's pumping the dugout up.
And coming as the leadoff guy, that is big. It's exactly like we said the last time he got that base hit. That's a great adjustment from his first time up when he took a couple of pitches that he probably shouldn't have. Ambush tactics, first pitch, lining it in the right field. Great stuff from number 2.
That's a way to get the party started right there. When back to the previous point, Musser, knowing it was shorts night, decided to show up and come through the gate onto the field. Farrell will bloop that one into center, but Guy's in his tracks to make the catch for out number 1. So 2 pitches and a base runner and an out.
Man, but I'll tell you what, Carolina's finally squaring the ball up. We saw a lot of weak contact, a lot of pop flies, a lot of relatively simple ground balls in the first part of this game. And now, finally squaring the ball up, hard contact. Each of the last 4 batters, Smith, Conklin, Beber, and Farrell, all 4 squaring the ball up. I'm pleased with what I'm seeing at the plate from Carolina right now.
First pitch to Usher is a hanging breaking ball that he got under once again. It's out to right, and the catch is made there for out number 2. So 3 pitches now, a base runner and 2 down. Back to the original point, though, with DJ Musser, who's a known and noted juggler, by the way, decided to come in on the unicycle. The idea was pitched that he coached first base on the unicycle and juggle. But it appeared he was doing that over in front of the first base dugout during the YMCA, so. It's Dane Stewart in the box. Takes down an in ball 1.
First pitch this inning that hasn't been put into play.
First pitch this inning that hasn't been swung at either. So, up over 40 pitches now as Van Bogart into the relief outing. 1-0. Catches the outside corner, strike 1.
Man, you can't take that one. You cannot take that pitch.
That's one you can certainly drive the other way.
Step into it. Take it where it leads you. And Stewart's a guy that has got a good amount of extra base hits this year. He's got some pop in his bat. I don't know why you don't go for that.
1-1. That is hit in the air to right. Coming on and making the catch in spectacular fashion right there for the Monarchs is Colin Fowler to retire the side. So we're through 5 in Winston-Salem. Carolina gets a hit, but Beber is stranded once again. They trail by 3 as we head to the 6th. Back here at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem. Hey, Ostentation Nation, visit the Foul Territory Team store today in order to grab all your favorite Carolina Disco Turkey merchandise to show your team spirit. You can visit the team store here at Truist Stadium during our next home game or at discoturkeys.com. Brett Wiseman alongside Graham Tuck as we've got a final line on Hayden Setzer. Ben Tanman is on the mound. As that's ball one. Two and 0 is the count now, as Tanman has assumed duties on the mound. 3-0 now. Anyways, a final line for Hayden Setzer. 5 innings pitched, 24 batters faced, 6 hits, 7 runs, 5 of them earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 2 hit batsmen on 86 pitches.
5 strikeouts, should say.
And it's a quick 4-pitch walk right out of the bullpen. And a leadoff walk to Eli Willen.
That's not the way you want to start your outing. A 4-pitch walk. Haven't thrown a strike yet. Already your leadoff man's aboard.
As the cloud cover has intensified here. The threat of rain has been pending most of the night. And now Cameron Wiley is on to pinch hit. The left-hander wearing number 16. First pitch from Tanman is slapped the other way, foul.
Man, that was inches, literal inches from being fair.
And the shift was on, so St. Laurent was playing over. It would have been extra bases had it got down.
Oh, not even close. That might have been an RBI.
And now St. Laurent will shift back the other way a little bit as that's up the middle. Conklin will field it. Flip to second for one. On to first. Not in time. Beber couldn't hold on to it.
Hey, but the important thing there is you got the lead runner.
Exactly. So it'll be the runner at first with 1 out. And now Hunter Hutchins will step in, the third baseman. Pitch from Tanman misses outside, ball 1.
That is interesting. Hutchins has re-entered the game. The last person to bat in the 9 spot in the order was Matt Rivers. And Hutchins is back in.
Interesting. 1-1 the count as Tanman hits the outside corner.
That should not be a legal substitution.
And now...
Yep, they're catching on to it.
Home plate umpire is pulling the lineup card out. And he's called time, and he's going to call Kurt Cabana and alert him of the situation. I'll check that off the bingo card.
And I'll tell you, the chances are slim that anything comes of this because at this point, Carolina's a team that's just trying to get their guys reps. They don't really care who you throw out. They're not going to be nitpicky about it. But technically speaking, that is against the rules. You shouldn't be able to do that.
And Tanman a throw back over to first. To keep Wiley honest. Nonetheless, back to the 1-1 count, which is now 2-1. As that one misses low to Hutchins. Starbuck on deck. And another throw over to first. Tanman on the year And this is 11th appearance now. 36 in the third innings pitched. 20 walks, but 28 strikeouts. And he gets the call there, 3-2.
And Tanman's still the team leader in strikeouts at this point in the year, which is pretty impressive considering he hasn't seen as much time on the mound lately as some other guys like Chase Jesse, who has made a name for himself as a strikeout machine.
Another throw over to first, and that time it was close, and Tanman took a step or two off the mound to, I guess, send a message to stop leading. 3-2, hit well out to right. Back on it is Jeffrey Davis, newly entered into the ball game, but it's over his head and up against the wall. Davis has trouble picking it up. And that is going to allow the run to score, and it'd be a triple for Hutchins. Wow.
That is not ideal whatsoever, to say the least. Carolina had all the momentum in the world. You'd scored 3 unanswered after being down 7-1. You made it 7-4. You cut the lead in half. And then now it's back up to 4.
Now a fly ball scores another run. Starbuck takes strike 1. That is in there, strike 2. Good job by Tanman to get ahead in the count. Oh, 2. Tapped foul, and he'll stay alive.
It's a good job by Starbuck to foul that pitch off. It was a good pitch by Tanman. Better approach by Starbuck at the plate.
Might be time to turn the lights on here. Cloud cover looming in the sunset. Outside, 1-2. Don't have any storms yet. And hopefully it stays that way for the
I
remainder
believe
of the
it
evening.
will. I believe it will from what I'd seen.
1-2. Starbuck hammers that into right center. Tubbs on the move, dives and makes a spectacular catch. That'll save extra bases. They'll concede the run to Hutchins, so scored a sac fly. But more importantly, a great catch by Tubbs to get out number 2.
And just out of frame, you had the appeal to make sure that Hutchins actually did tag in time, but they'll say he did. So it is 2 outs and 2 runs across.
Some of the crowd over there on the third base side said he tagged early, but certainly looked from our vantage point like he got away on time, as that one's in there, strike 1. This is now a 9-4 ball game. Popped up by Guy. Right side. Playable for Conklin. He makes the play, and that'll retire the side. But Greensboro gets 2 more across. They stretch the lead back out to 5 as we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Back here at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem. Brett Wiseman alongside Graham Tuck. Austin St. Laurent will step in to lead things off here for the Disco Turkeys, who look to get, if not one, and both of those runs back that they gave up in the top half of the inning. First pitch, big rip, and he didn't get it. 0-1. Still not out of this game by any stretch of the imagination. Oh, 1. On the outside corner. Good pitch. Strike 2. Macedon on deck. 0-2. In the dirt. 1-2. Good waste pitch that time. So we pitch number 50 for Van Bogart. And the 1-2 offering to St. Laurent. Hammered foul. 1-2. After he had that extra base hit ripped away from him. St. Laurent looking to avenge that. Checked his swing. He did not go. It certainly looked from up here like he checked it evenly. And the count even now, 2-2. Two. Upstairs, 3-2 now. Full count pitch to St. Laurent is down the line, just foul. St. Laurent stays alive, though, to see another. Full count to the leadoff man. Here it comes. That's ripped down the left side again. Picked it third, the throw in time. And St. Laurent was busting it down the line, but just hit too hard for him to beat out. 1 down.
Man, that's pretty much the exact same ball in play that happened when he had that broken bat line drive. That time got through the infield. This time it did not. And it's out number 1.
And now in steps Macedon with 1 down.
Yeah, so I'll have to eat my words after I said that I thought that Setzer would probably enter to hit for himself in the DH spot, but no luck as Macedon's having a pretty good day. He's piecing the ball up. He's got a walk, a single, an RBI, and a fly out. He's gotten into scoring position twice.
That is in there, strike 2, as 2 strikes just poured in from Van Bogart. Oh, 2. Macedon rips it foul and olayed by Kirk Cabana over in the third base coach's box. Thought you were always taught to get in front of the ball, Kirk.
Yeah, well, when you're wearing shorts.
In that particular case, I don't blame him. Macedon on the ground to third again. Fielded cleanly. The throw in the dirt, but a good pick over there at first for out number 2.
That's good stuff from Isaiah Hairston. That's a really good play over there at first. A couple of them made already in this inning.
So back-to-back 5-3 putouts from Hutchins over to Hairston. We'll bring in Dion Tubbs.
Now batting, number 3, our center fielder, Dion Tubbs.
Lefty on lefty matchup. Van Bogart repositioning the infield. First pitch to Dion Tubbs. Whoa, look out.
Man, that was not, I'll be honest, that was nowhere near Dion's head. I respect the duck, but that was about 1.5 feet away from his helmet.
He had to make it theatrical. 1-0. That's in there, strike 1. It's another guy that plays with a lot of flair and has
As
a
he
lot of fun
should.
out there.
When you're the best, you can act like it.
1-1. Right on the black outside corner, strike 2. One-two count. Outside, count even now. Tubbs trying to reach with 2 outs and keep the inning alive for Caleb Smith. 2-2. Down and away, and he's worked it full. Here comes a 3-2. Tubbs in the air, out into right center. And the play made for out number 3. So the Disco Turkeys go 1, 2, 3, and they're half of the 6th. Greensboro will try and add on to what's now a 5-run lead as we head to the 7th inning. Back here at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem, Brett Wiseman alongside Graham Tuck as we start the 7th inning. Isaiah Rem leads things off against Ben Taman and takes a big rip at the first pitch of the inning, but can't get it. It's strike 1.
And Zane Beaver up and throwing in the Carolina bullpen.
0-1 from Tanman on the outside corner, quickly 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. In the dirt, 1-2. It's pitch number 20 now for Tanman in his 2nd inning of work. 1-2. Same spot, same result, 2-2.
Hey, at least there's consistency.
He's trying to pound him in, but now the count's even as he's nibbling. Rem will foul that one off to stay alive. Disco Turkeys trying to get a 1-2-3 7th here and try and get a comeback on Shorts night. 2-2. Rem hits that one up the middle, and it nutmegs Conklin right through the legs into right field. Davis alertly backing it up to hold Rem at first, but it'll be an E4. And a base runner again to lead off the inning.
Fifth time in 7th innings, or the 7th inning I should say, that the leadoff man has gotten on for the Monarchs.
That'll bring in Colin Fowler, who takes strike one on the bender. And a throw back to first just to keep him honest. 9-4 our score. We're over 2 hours into this one and only into the 7th inning, and that was popped back by Fowler, 0-2. And a check on Rem again. He's back standing. Lights have come on here at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem. 0-2, runner goes, pitch misses outside. The throw almost clipped Tamman in the back of the head, and Rem's in safely. So a stolen base for Rem, but that throw almost caught Ben Tamman back up the box.
It was low. It was a lot lower than a throw from home plate to second normally is. See if it comes back to bite him.
1-2. In the dirt, blocked by Usher, but it does indeed get by him. Throw down to third is going to be late. And Rem now 90 feet away from pushing the lead to 6. It's a 2-2 count now. And misses outside. And he's gone from 0-2 to 3-2. Here comes the 3-2. Whacked through the whole left side, and that will make it a 6-run ball game. Rem scores on the RBI hit from Fowler. 10-4 Greensboro.
And free bases hurt Carolina too much in the early part of this game. This game could be a lot closer if it weren't for the walks and the hit batsmen when Hayden Setzer was on the bump. Greensboro is only out hitting Carolina 8-6, but they're up 10-4. The other thing is Greensboro has only left 4 on base all night. Carolina, on the other hand, has left 7.
That's in there, strike one from Tamman. Oh, and 1 is the count on the scoreboard here in the ballpark. Outside, 1-1. That pitch misses outside, 2-1 now.
That's not a call the fans are going to like, but it's the right one.
That pitch from Tamman inside, that's actually ball 4.
Oh, wow. No way. And the base umpire is going to call time. It's for Kurt Cabana, but man, I did not think that was ball 4.
Thought that was ball 3. We must have missed something. Anyways, that might be the end of the line tonight for Tamman, as it's first and second now with still nobody out. And that is going to do it for Ben Tamman. Zane Beaver will come on, the lanky right-hander. We'll take a break. We'll get Tamman's final line for you and tell you more about Zane Beaver in just a moment. Back here at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem. Final line on Ben Tammon. An inning plus, 8 batters faced, 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. 1 error behind him, 2 walks, no strikeouts on 36 pitches. Zane Beaver, the right-hander out of Brevard College, making his 3rd appearance on the year with a 13.5 ERA through an inning in the 3rd pitched, 2 earned, but 2 strikeouts. Misses outside, ball 1. His family's in attendance here tonight. He's behind in the count, 1-0. That one's up the middle. Farrell will dive and make the play and at least keep it on the infield, but the bases will be loaded.
That's a good play from Farrell right there, and it's the exact right play. You got to preserve runs
outs.
Anyway. Yeah, preserve outs and preserve runs any way you can.
Now to bring Rodriguez to the plate.
The umpire just signaled an out, it looks like. And Musser is as confused
Musser's
as I
also
am.
confused. Musser's in at first base now. The bases are still loaded, and the first pitch to Rodriguez misses, ball 1.
Didn't miss by a whole lot, though.
I don't know exactly what the umpire was calling right there.
Beaver came in for the 9th last night. He allowed 2 hits, had 1 K.
That is picked by Musser amazingly. The throw to the plate. They got the force out. Oh, my goodness. The acrobatics on the unicycle pregame paid off.
Oh, my gosh.
What a play.
What a hot shot that was from Rodriguez. And
how about the reflexes over there?
jeez.
The base is still loaded, but importantly, 1 out, and they get the lead man at the plate.
Goodness, what a play from DJ Musser. That's why you have the corners in.
In steps Willen, and he takes strike 1.
As I was saying last night, Zane Beaver came in for the 9th inning against the Locos. Got a ground ball double play, allowed 1 hit, or 2 hits, I should say.
The rain
Struck out
has
looking.
started falling here at Truist Stadium as that misses outside, ball 1, and has started falling by a lot. And very quickly, folks are going to head for the concourse. We're still playing baseball as of right now. It's 2-1. With the bases loaded. We are through the 5th, so the game is official.
Yeah, it could be called if they would like to.
2-1. Swung on and missed, 2-2. I wouldn't say it's pouring, but it's pretty close.
It is coming down.
That is ripped into right, base hit. That's going to get into the gap. Davis will cut it off. 2 runs will score on the double by Willen, and now the throw in gets away, and they're going to get the runner in a pickle. They'll get Rodriguez at the plate. Willen is down at second. Well, a lot happened there.
Caleb Smith made his way into the infield somehow.
It looked like Willen overshot the bag at second, and with the infield beginning to get wet, went for a slide. So it's a 12-4 game now and a 2-run double. They got Rodriguez. The throw into second got away. Rodriguez tried to go home. St. Laurent alertly backed it up, and then Smith backed up St. Laurent at third in the event that Willen would have gone to third.
Well, now it's official. 4 runs against Ben Tannen, 3 of them earned. And 1 of those runs credited to Beaver.
First pitch is outside, ball 1.
It looked like he was about to ring him up. It looked like he was about to call that a strike.
The Cameron Wiley. One 0. Up and in, ball 2. Popped up foul, 2-1 now.
And the rain's lightened up just a little bit.
Hopefully it's just a quick passing shower.
Although with the way the cloud cover looks, I don't know that that's the safest
Yeah,
bet.
it does not look promising. But Carolina hopeful they can get out of the inning and try and make a comeback. Misses down and in, 3-1 now. Two down and the runner at second, Willen, after his 2-run double. Almost scored 3. 2-1. In there. Strike 2. They added it's 2-1 in the ballpark. It's actually 3-2 now. We passed the 8 o'clock mark here in Winston-Salem. 2-2. Inside, ball 4. So a 2-out walk to Wiley. Brings forth Hunter Hutchins once again.
Had that triple his last time up in the 6th.
It really broke this thing open.
Yeah, it did. That snap, 3 unanswered from Carolina, and since then, 5 unanswered for Greensboro. They're up by 8. This is their largest lead of the day.
1-0 the count now on Hutchins. Dancing over there at second is Willen, and he'll dive back. Beavers pitch right on the... Oh, wait a minute. No. That looked to be a surefire strike. Instead, it's 2-0.
It ran a little bit farther in than the umpire might have liked, but it was a close pitch either way.
Foul back now, 2-1. The reaction from Beaver's family, who's sitting just underneath the booth.
If you couldn't tell.
If you could not tell. Two 2-1 from Beaver. Breaking ball foul back, and the count even now 2-2.
Hutchins has scored every time he's come to the plate. Took a hiatus in the 3rd inning.
Re-entered the ball game.
Illegally so.
Illegally. 2-2. Swung on and missed. Good stuff, Zane Beaver, with the encouragement from his family. Gets out of the jam, but Greensboro adds on 2 more. They lead 12-4 as we head to the bottom of the 7th in a rainy downtown Winston-Salem. Back here at Truist Stadium in downtown Winston-Salem, Brett Wiseman alongside Graham Tuck as Caleb Smith will step in to lead things off for Carolina in their half of the 7th.
Caleb Smith, like Dion Tubbs, sporting the short shorts with the compression pants. It's a good look.
And the rain has picked up once again. We're still playing baseball, though. Caleb Smith will take ball 1 outside.
And this is something that Van Bogart does a lot when he's getting up there in his pitch count. He's up to 63 now. When he gets up there in his pitch count, he throws the eephus. Oh, my goodness.
Smith swung and missed and lost the shillelagh.
Been hanging around Conklin too much.
In his defense, it is a little wet out there.
Now, in high school, Caleb probably would have gotten a warning for that.
Kurt Cabana has now taken cover in the third base dugout.
And they're going to switch bats on him.
Scout Nichols is actually going to give a little bit of pine tar spray. Yes, that's a thing. Okay, here we go. 1-1 count. Eephus breaking ball outside, 2-1.
Man, I tell you what, if you get one of those over the plate, there is no reason it shouldn't go over the wall. No reason whatsoever. Especially when you know it's something that he's throwing right now.
2-1. Over the heart of the plate, but Smith out in front of it on the ground to third. Throw to first is wide, though, and Smith aboard.
It's good stuff from Smith right there. Hard ground ball that he beats out. A lot of guys aren't going to run that out, but Smith, a hustle player that he is, able to reach on the air.
And maybe that gets a rally going here in the rain. There is still a dark cloud to the...
Both sides, really.
I guess you would say east side of the stadium, but yeah, east and west sides of the ballpark. And Conklin takes another eephus breaking ball outside. You know who that's reminding me of on the mound?
What's that?
Anthony Rizzo, but the pitcher version. Conklin rips that one long but foul down the left field line.
I told you, that's what should happen every time one of those eephus gets left over the plate.
It's like a 65-mile-an-hour breaking ball.
That is literally batting practice.
I would know. I took it. Not well. 1-1. In the dirt, 2-1. Coach Kurt Cabana said my swing was very indicative of slow pitch softball, and that's pretty much what we're dealing with right here. 2-1 in the air to left center. Well hit. Back it goes. Off the wall. Caleb Smith is going to get the wave around. Here he comes. He'll score. It's a double for Logan Conklin, who does a Fortnite dance at second base. Caleb Smith scores to make it 12-5. The boys are having fun in the shorts and in the rain.
Next up, first baseman.
I tell you what, this one may seem out of reach. You still got time, and if Van Bogart's going to keep pitching like this, there's no reason you can't put the ball all over
and
the
to
yard.
our knowledge, he's the only pitcher they have left. And DJ Musser will step in now. First pitch to him, in there, strike one. Yeah, he broke the velo back out there. It's his 68th pitch. Rain is lightened up for the moment, but take that with a heavy grain of salt. 0-1. Musser on the ground, left side, fielded cleanly. The throw pulls off the bag again, and everybody's safe.
Wow. Couple of E5s. Still got nobody out, and you got runners on the corners for kicks. Farrell. I like what's going on here.
Aggressive base running at second by Conklin, but smart as well, knowing the throw was going to first. And now runners at the corners for Kix Farrell. Up to 69 pitches now is Van Bogart. Usher on deck. First pitch to Farrell. Breaking ball on the ground again to third. Throw to second, gets away. Another error by Hutchins. Conklin's going to score. Farrell the second in safely.
I'll tell you what, maybe they should have kept Matt Rivers in. That's ball don't lie right there for the illegal substitution. Man, oh man.
There's still nobody out. And two in scoring position.
3 errors in the same inning by Hutchins.
Here's Usher. Takes high ball 1. One out to Usher. That is fair down the left field line. Buster's going to score. Getting the wave is Farrell, and it gets away from the left fielder. Usher's going to go to second. It's 12-8. Now something's cooking.
Oh, my goodness. And don't look now, but you're in the 9th spot. You still got nobody out. If Davies can reach, you got the top of the order due up.
And again, there is still no one out. 4 across already. And Davis in. His first at-bat of the night. And what a situation to have it in. First pitch to Davis. High ball 1.
I tell you, they're not leaving the yard, but it's exactly as I said. If you're going to get that eephus pitch, you got to put it in play. You got to put solid contact on it. That's exactly what they're doing.
1-0. In the dirt, 2-0.
That's a good take, though. Especially after everything that's transpired here in the 7th. You have 4 runs across already, a runner in scoring position, nobody out. You want to lunge for that eephus pitch in the dirt, but a smart take from Davis to get ahead and count 2-0. Try to force him to put one over the plate.
And for the moment, the rain has subsided. But again, take that with a heavy grain of salt. 2-0 to Davis in the dirt, 3-0 now.
And St. Laurent on deck with Macadon and Tubbs behind him. Man, this could get interesting real quick if it's not already.
So it'd be pitch number 75 for Van Bogart. Inside and in the dirt, ball 4.
I think that may have hit him.
Actually, yes, indeed, that is the call.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know what happened.
Usher's gone to third.
Oh, there is no way you ask the opposing catcher whether or not the ball hit the batter. That is horrible.
If it did indeed hit him, Usher would have to go back to second base. Yep, and they're going to make him go back. But
well, I think that's the right call.
It's the right call, but why ask the catcher
That's pathetic.
of the opposing team, no less, whether or not it hit him? What else is he going to say?
Absolutely pathetic stuff.
And now on comes Pella Stokes. And we might have a swap.
There's been nobody warmed up.
So you would assume it would be a position player,
Yep,
and
it's
Isaiah Rams walking in.
But there's Rodriguez coming in as well from second. Both of them can pitch. But this could just be the middle infield coming in.
We'll see what happens. Van Bogart's holding on to the baseball. St. Laurent now with Keaton Westhoff in the on-deck circle representing the tying run.
And keep in mind, Keaton Westhoff is the only player left available for the Disco Turkeys in terms of position players. Davis has entered for Stewart.
Musser has entered for Beber.
Exactly. And so now with Westhoff entering for McAdown, that's the last defensive substitution the Disco Turkeys have. So should the pitching situation get dicey down the line in this one, it's going to be real interesting to see what happens.
That's
because
inside ball one to St. Laurent.
We saw that in Boone because Kurt Cabana wanted to put in Austin St. Laurent to pitch the 9th inning against the Bigfoots in a 4-4 ball game. But if he did that, he wouldn't have had anybody except for Chase Jesse to put in the middle infield. So AC Plum goes on in the 9th, and then a hit batsman and an RBI double seals the deal, and Boone gets the win. That's going to be a key to watch down the stretch here.
1-1 the count now to St. Laurent after the foul ball. 1-1. Ripped foul once again, 1-2.
He's out in front of it.
Well, hopefully he's calibrated the spin on it. The ECU product, who next year will be turned Appalachian State Mountaineer, who's gone sleeveless on shorts night. 1-2. Upstairs, 2-2.
It's a really good take. 1-2 pitch, you often want to swing at that high fastball because it's what you're expecting, but not that high. Good take, Austin.
Count even. St. Laurent in the air to right. Well hit. Carrying back towards the warning track. The catch is made by Fowler. Tagging to going to third is Usher now with one down. So a productive out. As thunder rolled moments ago here, and for what it's worth, severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for us here in Forsyth County in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
And as hard as it is to believe, that was out number one. That was out number one.
Of the inning, yep. And now Keaton Westhoff with Tubbs on deck. As you said, Westhoff, the only remaining available position player.
Unless you want to pull a Hunter Hutchins and re-enter Setzer illegally.
Exactly. That is upstairs, ball one. Pitch number 81 of the evening for Van Bogart. 1-0. Westhoff waited a bit too long on the eephus. 1-1. One to Westhoff. Outside, 2-1. Westhoff's been coming on of late offensively.
He's upped his batting average to 150. It was down in the dumps at around 0.
Runner goes for second, swung on and missed. Throw down, unable to get Davis. No. They called.
No way. What are you going to call here? How could you possibly call that?
They've sent Davis back and called interference on Westhoff, and lightning has just struck. Literally everything that could possibly happen is happening tonight.
And we've just... Yep, severe thunderstorm warning announced. I thought we'd lost power for a moment. The lights went out.
The lights went out in the booth, but...
I'll have to go back and look at that play to see if there was legitimate interference on
It
Westhoff.
didn't look like it from up here, but...
Didn't look like there was much.
Nonetheless, Westhoff is out. That's out number 2, and a fortunate one at that.
For Greensboro, at least.
It's still runners at the corners. But now 2 down, and Tubbs takes outside ball 1. 85 pitches now. Davis goes again.
What a read.
It's strike 1, but Davis had left for first base before Van Bogart even knew what pitch he was going to throw. Tubbs takes strike 2.
And that is uncharacteristic of him. He's a guy that doesn't like to take a whole lot, especially not on pitches over the plate.
This would be big if he could come through right here. 1-2. Up and in. 2-2. He came pretty close to clipping him. 2-2. Tubbs fights it off.
Hey, tough, Dion, let's go.
Tubbs on the year, first disco turkey to 20 hits. He's officially in the 20-20 club. 20 hits, 20 stolen bases.
Give him the milestone card. 2-2. Fought off again. Tubbs with a good 2-strike approach. And if you ask him what his 2-strike approach is, he might give you the same answer Willie McGee used to give. I don't have one because I don't like to let it get there. 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Dion goes down swinging. And Carolina strands 2. But they push across 4 to make the lead 12-8. We go to the 8th after this.
I need to mess with the exposure.
Well, folks, we have a development for you. The game has been called due to weather in the area prior to the beginning of the 8th inning. 12-8 will be the final score. We won't get to start the 8th inning as the game's been called due to inclement weather and the severe thunderstorm warning in effect here in Winston-Salem. So the rally in the bottom half of the 7th, not quite enough before we can even begin the 8th inning, nor get the graphic up there to show you that it would have been the 8th inning, which is my fault. Graham, final thoughts real quick.
The one thing I like about this game is that there was a lot of fight in this team, and you can definitely see that is not
that is not promising.
That
oh
is not something
boy,
to mess with whatsoever. So I'll try to keep this brief so that we can get out of here.
Yeah, so we can get the heck out of Dodge here.
But it was a great fight for Carolina whole game, down 7-1. Going into the bottom of the second, you could put across 2. You put one more in the fourth to make it 7-4. And then after giving up 5 unanswered in the top of the 6th and 7th, you come back with a 4-run bottom of the 7th. This team has not been great in terms of wins this year. They fall to 6-20 on the year, but they definitely have heart. They've got fight, and they showed it tonight. They did not die, no matter how bleak it looked at any point. And that's what you love to see from your guys out there.
The Never Say Die Disco Turkeys fall officially in 7 innings, 12-8 on Shorts night to the Greensboro Monarchs. We'll be back with you next week against these same Greensboro Monarchs from First National Bank Field in downtown Greensboro. On Thursday, we'll have that for you here. For Graham Tuck, Ben Ramus, Brian Coleman, Callahan Eshelman, Jake Coyle, a.k.a. Feathers, everybody that makes this show work and this ship run smoothly. We say good night and stay safe from Winston-Salem.